Hi, Pastor Kip here. Tonight at 6 p.m. in the fellowship hall on the third floor, on the lower floor here at the church, we will begin the Second Institute of Religious Studies, and we will be dealing with the mystery of the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the 1940s, mid 1940s, one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century was made by the moniker of the Dead Sea Scrolls. What is that all about? Well, it is about that it was discovered in these caves down around the Qumran area. We'll talk all about that, were the ancient documents known as the scrolls. When they first discovered them, they didn't know exactly what they had. But over the course of time, as scholars had access to these ancient and very brittle documents, they discovered that what they had were books written out in what we today know as the Bible, and particularly in the Old Testament. Now, in these discoveries, I want to share with you three of the most important of the discoveries that were made. The first was known as the Great Isaiah Scroll. In the Old Testament, in the Hebrew Bible, we have, of course, the book of Isaiah. What was discovered in the scrolls was a document dating 1,000 years older than any document we had related to the book of Isaiah. Now, the reason that that's important is because it lets us know that the book of Isaiah that we're reading today is the actual Isaiah scroll that was found in the collection of the Dead Sea Scrolls. That gives us a sense of historical foundation, that we can know that what we're reading today is actually this ancient document that dates, as I said a moment ago, over 1,000 years older than any document based upon the book of Isaiah that we had to date. This is one of the most exciting revelations by the scholars that have studied, interpreted, and translated what we now today know as the scrolls themselves. The second great discovery among the collection of the scrolls is known as the Temple Scroll. This is one of the longest of the scrolls discovered in the collection of the Dead Sea Scrolls. And the Temple Scroll is a commentary on the book of Deuteronomy, another book in the Hebrew Bible, in the Old Testament. And the commentary on the book of Deuteronomy gives us insight into how ancient Jewish culture understood the scriptures that we today read, known as the book of Deuteronomy. A third collection or a third discovery found among the scrolls is known as the War Scroll. This is an apocalyptic scroll that describes a great conflagration between the sons of light and the sons of darkness. And it's hard for us to know exactly what this apocalyptic scroll is really talking about. Was it an event that happened in previous times? Or is it an event that they were anticipating to come, kind of an end times understanding of the scrolls themselves? Now, all of this and more we will discover and discuss and investigate in this 6-part series that I will begin tonight, 6 consecutive Thursday nights. I want you to feel free to bring your friends. And even if you haven't registered for it yet, we'll be ready for you to be there. We'll have enough study guides for everybody. This is going to be an exciting discovery and odyssey into ancient world of Judaism. It also does something else for us. It helps us understand the scriptures that Jesus actually would have read, would have grown up reading as a Hebrew boy in ancient Palestine. It gives us an understanding of what the world of Jesus was really like, how people actually thought about the scriptures, like Isaiah, Deuteronomy, and not to mention many of the other books we have in the Bible today. Now, another thing that is important about the scrolls is a question. How did they get there? And who put them there? And why? Just discovered by some shepherds looking for a lost goat, so the story goes, in discovering these ancient documents. How long had they been there? Is it because the years had passed that made them so brittle? Why were they put in these clay jars, these clay pots, and stored away in these caves? And by the way, only one cave that was originally discovered would reveal multiple caves in the Qumran area that discovered some 900 scrolls in 10 different caves. We've got a lot to get to, and we're going to do that, hopefully, together as you join me for this great institute of Religious Studies. I always learn something in the institutes, and I've learned a lot just getting ready to share it with you. So come prepared to engage, to enjoy our time together. This is one of the most exciting things I do personally, to be able to interact with you outside the Sunday morning worship service for us to really talk about these things together. A lot of time for questions, a lot of time for answers. We won't get to everything, and I don't have all the answers when it comes to the scrolls. I've always been intrigued by the mystery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I'm excited to be able to share that with you beginning tonight. There's childcare available, so you come, bring children, bring family, and we'll have a great time as we kick off everything tonight at 6 p.m. This coming Sunday, I will continue the current sermon series on Did You Get My Text? Understanding 8 of the most misunderstood stories in the Bible. And this coming Sunday, we will deal with Balaam and his talking donkey. That's right, there is a talking donkey in the Bible. Some years ago, I was sitting around a table with some friends and family, and we got to talking about Bible stories. And they were sharing their famous Bible stories, or the ones that they liked the best, or the ones that they found most intriguing. And I was listening and kind of taking in the conversation. And finally, someone said to me, said, "So what about you?" I said, "Well, I think one of the most interesting stories in the Old Testament is the story of the talking donkey." And one of these persons turned and said, "What? I don't know anything about that. There's not a talking donkey in the Bible. You're just gigging us. You're just having fun with us." And I said, "No, it's there. It's a story about a man named Balaam who had a donkey who talked back to him one day about where he was going and what God wanted him to do." They were incredulous about it, thought for sure I was just teasing with them or trying to pull the wool over their eyes. But no, it's there. And it's there for a reason. And we're going to discover that reason this coming Sunday together. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you tonight and on Sunday in worship. And I'm excited about all that God has ahead for us together. God bless you. I'll see you soon.